Alright guys, today I have for you the Cleaner Holsters V2 No Print Wonder Kydex holster review. I've been trying it out for quite a while now. It has two different configurations. One is the No Print Wonder configuration, which is how you see it here, with the leather tab, the Kydex tab here, and the two spring clips. And then they have the Stingray configuration, which removes these tabs on the side and then just puts a belt clip right here. So it's a little more slimmer, a little less real estate. More for, I think it's more designed for appendix carry. This is more for behind the hip. And I'll kind of go over that a little bit more here shortly. So I've been carrying this with my Smith & Wesson M&P shield in 9mm, which is already kind of a slim gun, but you know, can still cause printing depending on what you're wearing and the holster you're using, things like that. So I wanted to give this cleaner holster a try to see if it helped reduce printing even more, just because of the design of how it kind of curves a little bit, and those tabs when you tighten your belt kind of pulls everything in, and it does a pretty good job of doing that. So I'll go over some features so you guys can kind of get an idea of what all this holster is capable of, and you guys can decide for yourself what you think of it. So first of all, it has a taller sight channel right here, in case you're using suppressor sights. Your gun just comes with higher sights than normal. It'll accommodate pretty much every taller sight out there. It does have a covered mag release. So right here, can't push the mag release with the in the holster. It does have the gun model imprinted on the inside of the holster, just right here. So if you happen to have the same holster but for different guns, you can easily look and see, oh, this is for the shield, or oh, this is for the XDM. So one thing that I was a little disappointed with was how this is kind of configured. It's more designed for behind the hip carry. I typically carry kind of an appendix, a modified appendix carry, because I got a gut. Sometimes it doesn't work with the proper appendix carry, but it's typically up here in the front region somewhere, right? And this, because it has holes, I don't know if you guys can see in the video, it has holes in these tabs right here, and I know you can adjust the cant. I predicted that it would easily allow me to carry with a zero cant, so it'd be just straight up and down appendix carry. Apparently that's not the case. The no print wonder version, like that configuration, is specifically, I guess, intended to be carried behind the hip. So there always has to be, at least with this shield, there's always going to be a slight forward cant, because I don't know if you can see, but this clip is higher than this clip. So if you were to level out your belt line, it's going to be canted forward just a little bit, which isn't a huge problem. I can still, even with it canted kind of, I guess, to my left if I'm carrying it, I can still draw it just fine. It's just, it's a little more awkward than it could be. I was hoping for that zero cant, just straight up and down configuration, and I can't do that. If I were to do that to where this was a little higher with this clip, so that it was more level, then the clip is about right here, and I can't get my fingers in between the grip to grab it. So it's basically this top hole. This top hole right here for this tab is basically useless for my intentions. So I'll go ahead and put it on and show you guys kind of what it looks like when I have it in appendix carry. And I am wearing my Kore Essentials belt still, and it's still rocking it. So, say, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it is slightly canted this way. So see, when I grab it, I have to kind of kink my wrist to get like a good grip on it, and then I can go. I can do it just fine, it's just I would prefer it to be a little more vertical. So see, if I were to level it out, my fingers wouldn't be able to get in between the belt clip and the grip. So now I have it kind of behind my hip a little bit more right here. So this is what it looks like. Kind of, it's a little bit behind my hip, you know, just a tad. And it does make it, you know, a little bit easier to grab that with that cant, but so this is how it's designed to be used, is back here. So as of right now, This is priced, the V2 No Print Wonder is priced about $70. And that does come with all the hardware you need to configure it to the Stingray. Not a bad price when you're basically getting 2 holsters, depending on, you know, if that's worth it to you. If you have a need for something like this and a need for a more appendix carry holster with the same gun, then, you know, go for it. So one advantage to having the No Print Wonder configuration, let's say you're gonna go to some business meeting or something like that where you need to kind of dress a little bit nice, or even if you just want to tuck your t-shirt in, this is tuckable. The Stingray is not, as far as I have been able to find. So as you can see, I have my shirt tucked in. I still have the holster on me. You can see the belt clips right here. That's all it shows when this is tucked in. So like I said, that's a benefit if you think you might ever need to tuck in a holster. Having the 2 different types is great because you can have the appendix carry, or if you need to tuck it in, you got this. You grab your gun and go. And the holster does come with a full money back guarantee. You have 2 weeks to try it out. If you don't like it, you can send it back and they'll give you your money back. And it does have a lifetime guarantee. If something breaks on it somehow, they'll repair it, or if need be, they'll replace it free of charge. And it does have 2 retention screws right here you can adjust to make it as tight or as loose as you want it to be. Right now I have it pretty good to where it won't come out. Alright, so now I'm going to convert it to the Stingray configuration just to show you that real quick. I'm probably not going to show that in the video just because they already have a video that shows you how to do that. So I would suggest to go watch that if you need some better instructions on how to do that. Alright guys, so now I have it in the Stingray configuration, as you can see. So, you know, it doesn't quite tuck it into the belt line as well because it doesn't have those tabs pulling, but it's still, you know, it's not a big gun. You can't see it. But this is more my style of what I like because it's just straight up and down vertical. You grab it, you go back in. I just like that. I have it canted to just 0 cant up and down. There's an extra hole here too. You can cant it 15 degrees, so it goes from 0 or 15 degree cant. So yeah, I really like the Stingray configuration. If I'm going to use this holster, that's the version I would use. I'm probably never going to put this back into the No Print Wonder configuration because honestly it was a pain in the butt to put back to the Stingray configuration. I carried it, or I'm sorry, in the No Print Wonder configuration. I carried it in the No Print Wonder for a week or 2, and then I switched over to the Stingray, and I just like the Stingray so much better. Today I put it back in the No Print Wonder configuration just to show you guys what it looks like and things like that. And maybe I'm dense, but man, it was hard to... It's a game of guessing because you have, you have all of this hardware here. I don't know if you guys can see this pile of screws and rubber spacers and, you know, nuts and all kinds of things. And, you know, the instructions to go from the No Print Wonder to the Stingray says remove the tabs, replace the rubber spacers with longer rubber spacers from the included hardware pack, which is this. Put the retention screws back in the holster, put the Stingray clip on the holster. That's all it says. But I have, you know, four or five different sets of screws of different lengths. I don't know what I'm supposed to use. I've got, you know, a few different sets of rubber spacers. I mean, yeah, it says use a longer one, so that part's easy, but then, you know, I used the really long screws, and the really long screws were too long. It wouldn't give enough retention to keep the holster, or the gun in the holster. Then I had to take those out and then put slightly shorter screws in it. It was just kind of a game of trial and error. There aren't real solid instructions, and if Klinger Holsters is watching this, that would be my recommendation, is to put some better videos out there to show. You do have a video that shows to go from the No Print Wonder to the Stingray. That's all I found. If it's on there and I missed it, I apologize, but I couldn't find it. That would be my recommendation. I also couldn't find any video on how to take this from the Stingray back to the No Print Wonder. And common sense says, you know, obviously just reverse the steps, but let's say it's been in Stingray for 4 or 5 months, and you think, oh, I need to go to a dress, you know, a nice dressy event, and you want to put it back in the No Print Wonder so you can tuck your shirt in. it was, the biggest problem I had was you have these holes right here, and that's for the leather tab to go right here. And you have to put these teeny little nuts on there, but you don't go on the outside. It goes in the sight channel and then you put it in. And I was bending this thing out, spreading the clamshell to the point where I thought I was going to break it, because I couldn't get my fingers in there to hold it, to get it into the sight channel to perfectly line up, because this nut has a flat spot and then it has like a little channel that protrudes out. I don't know what they're called, sorry. And it was really hard to get that in these tiny little holes in the sight channel. I worked on it for like half an hour, 45 minutes before I finally realized that I could use needle nose pliers, and then I would just take the needle nose pliers and kind of grab the flat spot of the rim, and then I could, after some time, I could slightly get in there, get the little channel to protrude into the hole, and then drop it, and then hold it in there. So once I got again, thick-headed, I don't know. Once I realized I could do that, I got them put in at a reasonable amount of time. But then I still had the game of trying to remember which length screws went in with which size rubber washers, and it's not very intuitive in my opinion. That's my biggest complaint about this holster setup, is just it needs better instructions, I think. Other than that, I mean, it's a great holster combo. I would recommend it if what you've seen in the video looks like it's okay for you, like it would work for your needs. It's a great holster. Get it. You know, just as long as you understand what it's designed for, who it's targeted for, and what its capabilities are. It is a great holster. Just some feedback I would give to Klinger holsters on making it even better. So, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, you want to see future videos, hit the subscribe button, like the Facebook page. I want to start doing some stuff on there once I get some more followers, and you know, do some giveaways, things like that. So you know, check out the links in the description. It helps me out. It you know, shows you guys some products maybe you haven't seen before, or you know, rediscover, you know, kind of thing. So it doesn't cost you guys anything extra to use those links. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about the Klinger holsters, let me know. If you like my hat, check out revolutionarypatriot.com. There's a discount code in the description below. The discount code is Armatis, spelled just like my channel, and I'll get you 10% off anything on the store. Hats, shirts, leggings, hoodies, you know, all kinds of stuff. Great company, great clothes. Be sure to check them out. So, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.